Hey everyone, let's solve the second question from today's contest. It was a really tricky question. So let's get into it. So you are given two string arrays called creators and IDs and an integer array called views, all of length n. And the ith video on a platform was created by creator I, and has an ID of IDs I, and has views, and the popularity of a creator is the sum of the number of views on all of that creator's videos. Find the creator with the highest popularity and the ID of their most viewed video. If multiple creators have the highest popularity, find all of them. And if multiple videos have the highest view count for a creator, find the lexicographically smallest ID. Then return a 2D array of strings answered, where answer I should contain creator I and ID I. Means that creator I has the highest popularity and IDI is the ID of their most popular video. The answer can be written in any order. Okay, so let's first understand this question. So basically in this question we are given three arrays, right? The first array is called creators, in which we have some creators who create some videos, and the IDs of those videos is given in this IDs array, and the views of these videos are given in the views array. Okay, now, so basically there is this creator called Alice. She has created two videos, right? If you see, Alice has created one video called with the ID 1, and Alice has also created another video with ID 3. Alright, and these videos have views 5 and 5 respectively, right, as given in the views array. Then we have a creator called Bob. He has created a video with ID called 3 and which has 10 views. And then there is another creator called Chris. He has also created a video with ID 4 and the views on that video are 4. Okay, now we want to calculate, we want to return array or 2D array in which we have to take the highest popularity creator along with the ID of the maximum view count, right, of the videos that creator has created. Okay, so let's understand a little bit more. So okay, so in this case, first of all, we have to calculate the highest popularity creator. Now the highest popularity creator is the one with the maximum views, right? So for Alice, the views are equal to 10, right? Because she has created one video with 5 views and another video with 5 views. So she has 10 views on her videos. Then Bob has created only one, so he has 10 views as well. And Chris has 4 views, right? So the highest popularity creators here are Alice and Bob. So we have met the first criteria, right? So we have to return in this Bob and Alice, but we have to also return the IDs of the video, of the maximum count video that they have created. Now for returning the ID, there are two criteria, right? The first one is we have to give the ID with the maximum view count, right? In this case, the maximum view count is 5, right? And there are both of the IDs with 5 views, right? So in such a case, we have to return the lexicographically smallest ID. So the lexicographically smallest ID is 3, right? Sorry, 1, right? Not 3. So we have to return 1, and we have to return with Bob. He has created only one video, so we will return the ID of that video only, which is 3. Now let's say Alice had 6 views on this one, right? Then it would have been 11. So now the highest, so the most popular creator will be Alice. So we will not include Bob in the answer. Now which ID will we have included? We would have included this ID, right? Because it has the maximum count. Now let's say Alice had created another video. Let's say the ID of that video was 10, right? The ID of that video was 10, and let's say it also had 6 views, right? So she would have created basically 3 videos, right? Sorry, it will, right? The IDs of the video that she has created is 1, 3, and 10 with 5, 6, and 6 views respectively. Now, which ID will we have returned? So we have to, first criteria is the maximum view count ID. So the maximum view count IDs are 3 and 10. The second criteria is we have to return the lexicographically smallest ID, right? So the lexicographically smaller is 10, right? So we would have returned, in this case, we would have returned 10 here, right? We would have returned 10 here. So basically, this is what the question is asking. So now let's understand how we will solve it. So for solving this question, I have basically taken 3 vectors, right? Okay, so let's see the code and then I'll tell you. Okay. So here's my code. So I have created, as I said, 3 vectors. Oh, sorry, 3 maps, right? The first map is called popular creator. Now, as you can see, in all of the 3 maps, we have string as the key, right? Now, which string? We have taken the creators as our string, right? And then we have made an association. Firstly, we have to calculate the popular creator. So the popular creator is the one which has the maximum views. So here I have just calculated that only. In the popular creator map, I have calculated only the views, so only the sum of the views of a particular creator, right? And all right, and then I have also taken this max views variable, in which I have calculated the maximum views. All right, so later on we have used it to return the highest popularity creators, right? So this is clear. Now why I have taken these other 2 maps. Now, as mentioned in the question, we have to take the ID with the maximum view count and the lexicographically smallest maximum count ID, right? So I have created 2 maps. First is called creator view. So it is creating an association between the creators array and the views array. So it is made basically to calculate the maximum view creator, right? The individual views, right? For example, as we saw in this case, Alice had created 2 videos, right? She had created 2 videos and they had 5 5. Let's consider the one that we just talked about, the last one, which was we had assumed, right, that she had created videos with these IDs, right? And these had these number of views. So basically, to calculate this, we have created our second map, which is called creators views, right? So we will potentially keep adding the max of the views, right? And then the third map is creators IDs. Now in this map, I have created an association between the creators array and the IDs array, right? Because we have to calculate the ID with the that is lexicographically smallest, right? So the first condition that I have checked is, if my ID's map is empty, right, for the corresponding creator, then I will simply copy the views and the IDs in it, right? Then I have checked whether the views are lesser, right? The previous views are lesser than the current views that we have right here, right? If it is so, then we will update the IDs in the creators IDs map and also in the creators views map, right? And then the third condition is, let's say if the views become equal, right? So with every iteration, you can see one thing. It will, at every iteration, we will always be taking the maximum at that current position in the iteration, right? We will until that, until ith position, we would have in our map the maximum views, all right, maximum views creator and inside the creators views map and inside the creators IDs map, we would have the smallest ID, right, until the ith iteration, right? Then I am checking if the creators views, the previous views are equal to the current views, and also the creators ID, the previous ID is greater than the current ID, then I have to update that ID, right, as given in the question, right? So essentially after all the iterations, I would have, calculated the maximum views, and also, so for example, so for like every creator right here, I would have the maximum views that they have on their video. So for Alice in the creators views map, by the end of all the iteration, I would have something like this in this map. Alice, comma, we will have the maximum view, right? The individual video she has made, right? And in the creators IDs, we will have the corresponding ID, right? The corresponding ID, which is the maximum view count plus lexicographically smaller. So for this case, it will be 10. So this is what our maps will contain, this creators views map and creators IDs map by the end of the iteration. So essentially what we have made these apps for this purpose only. Okay, so I hope you've got it. So then we have simply put our values into the vector, right? Vector of strings. Okay, so right here, so we have just first of all we have to check who is the highest popularity one. Then we can simply pick from the creators IDs map whatever the ID is, right, corresponding to the maximum view count and also lexicographically smallest.